Here's the story of a global youth movement that is shaking governments from Kathmandu all the way to us here in South Africa. Gen Zs are rebelling against corruption, inequality, and the feeling that their future is being stolen. I mean, what started as memes and hashtags has morphed into something far bigger, a global wave of youth protests that's making leaders sit up and listen. So who are they?
We've seen democracies becoming dysfunctional, corruption, failure to deliver services. And I think what we are seeing here is what some have predicted in the past, that you're going to have this kind of uprising by younger people who are expressing the disenchantment with the system. The system is just clearly becoming unresponsive to their concerns. And if you look at joblessness, you look at levels of crime, social destitute is highly concentrated among younger people more than any other age group.
The Gen Z protester is young, outspoken and unafraid to challenge power. They use social media to organize, turning online anger into action on the streets. Their fight is for fairness, jobs, equality and the planet. They don't trust politicians easily and they expect results, not promises. They're loud, bold and tired of being told what to do. It began in Nepal when the government suddenly banned 26 social media platforms, including Instagram and WhatsApp. Within days, thousands of people raised online, flooded the streets. 19 people were killed. The ban was lifted. And in Madagascar, power cuts and corruption triggered protests that ended with the president fleeing the country. Two countries, two different crises, but one generation driving both. The energy spread fast from Jakarta to Casablanca, from Lima to Nairobi. And in Morocco, Gen Z activists are still on the streets, demanding jobs and accountability. In Peru, they're fighting pension reforms and corruption. These movements don't have leaders or manifestos. They have TikTok and Discord and share the same online language. Even youngsters living in rural areas watch the same clips, use the same slang, and feel as though they're part of something much bigger. South Africa is one of the youngest populations in the world, and youth unemployment sits at around 60%. A third of the country's workforce is jobless. Nearly half of young people say democracy doesn't listen to them.
But I've been noting something very interesting, I think, in recent years. There's a disenchantment with the leadership. I mean, I was combing through the headlines. There was a protest now that is arranged in Tshwane. They are saying they want the president to go, President Cyril Ramaphosa. This is not the type of language that is common with protests in South Africa. They are often localized. They never go further than the area where concern seem to emerge, and those concerns are usually the service delivery concerns. But I fear that as they're becoming more and more common and further concentrated, they might make young people more susceptible to those sinister forces that might seek to actually change the system.
From fees must fall to fiery online platforms, South Africans have shown that they can mobilize and make noise. What's missing isn't the passion, it's the unity. I'm Jane Dutton for EWN.